Kasam.
Yes, Karim.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we
shall
can
we start
start
right now? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much, Kasam, for inviting me for this event actually for giving a session actually. I'm really happy actually for this. Yeah, after a long time from yeah, postponing such a meeting due to a lot of circumstances I passed by. Yeah, so yeah, welcome everybody. My name is Karim Fahmi. I'm an Azure lead architect working at Fujitsu. I've been working in the IT field more than 13 years, 6 years especially in cloud, and the rest is on premises. Yeah, so first of all, we can also agree on something how the session is gonna go. So it's gonna be composed on different phases. So the first phase is gonna be like I'm gonna tell you some of or discuss some of the cloud architecture design perspective and how you can design uh, maybe not only network but also generally in the cloud, how you can give or get the mentality of to be a cloud architect. The next part is the main topic that we're gonna have today. I found actually interesting topic that Microsoft got an update from it, and this update nobody talked about it, and I found it interesting actually to make a demo about it. I think till now I didn't find somebody did a demo. Actually, I've been searching for this one, but nobody did it. So I found yeah, similar topic, but it's not exactly the same. So today's topic is gonna be about um, hello. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. So today's topic is gonna be about Azure VPN NATing. So not the virtual network NATing, but the Azure VPN Gateway NATing, which actually I was searching for this feature since 2018, and Microsoft didn't have it. So I think a lot of people just requested such a feature, and it's kind of really important and awesome. Maybe in one day you can find somebody asking you about doing such a scenario where you have like a customer, and this customer have yeah, a lot of partners, and yeah, he for example he wants to make connection with different partners through the VPN, and some partners say, hey, we won't do NATing and stuff like this. Then the solution is happening on Azure, simply that you're having your native VPN gateway without even getting your firewall or NVA. So natively on Azure uh, VPN gateway, you can do NATing to multiple people, maybe multiple parties. Maximum, you have kind of 100 NAT that you can do per one VPN gateway connection. Okay, so this is the topic of today. So first of all, yeah, maybe let me talk about today. I don't have a PowerPoint or something. Sorry, Kasam. It's actually quick and dirty, but I'm gonna use a little bit of the whiteboards and stuff like this. But first of all, I would like to discuss some points about cloud design, architecture design, and also specifically for networks after that. Yeah, I'm back. So first of all, yeah, just when you are doing cloud architecture design, just yeah, it's not about automation. It's not about having the the most trendy stuff in your design. But the most important thing is to think what actually the customer needs, or what your organization needs, or what the customer needs actually, what exactly he needs. Maybe you are, for example, giving him a solution that, hey, I'm going to do a solution like really trendy one, which over-engineered and stuff like this to impress him. And this is not a good idea, by the way, because he might see it like over-engineered, or he can say, okay, but I found another vendor making it more simple and so on. So the best part is that you imagine the customer, like I got an example, like somebody wants to go from place A or place X to Z or X to Y. So you can give him, you first ask him actually, what do you want to use while you are going from X to Y? He might ask you, I need to go by train. I need to go by bus. I don't need a fancy car. Like you can do the solution for him. Okay, I can get you a Ferrari just to go from X to Y, which is happening actually with a lot of cloud architects. Like, wow, but this is really over-engineered. So why are you giving really a lot of stuff actually just to impress him and show off your technical skills? But this is not a good idea, because he can buy it, and then when he's I'm going to X to Y, and then I'm riding actually a Ferrari, so it doesn't make sense. So he's paying a lot of money just to go to the end of the road, so it doesn't make sense. So it's easier just if you know his requirements well, and you suggest for him, okay, you can go by train. He said, oh, but not so much. I would like to go by bus, okay, or I can get a taxi, okay, pay as you go, whatever. So this is the idea of cloud architecture. So imagine, for example, this is, for example, if you are doing over-engineered, and you can also do something like underestimation for the situation, like you're doing um, um, the same person. He wants to go from X to Y, but this time it's not a normal road, not paved, it's in the desert. So you won't give him a Ferrari, you will give him a 4x4 car, like a Jeep or whatever, or Toyota, whatever. Okay, so this is the idea, just to see the requirements, see that where are you going. It's not about the all respect of DevOps and stuff like this, and actually you have to think like an architect and then act as a DevOps. That's no problem. But first think like an architect, because this is the most important part. Imagine also that you are building a tower, a huge tower. Then you have to really do the architecture of the tower really well. So you have to do the connections of the electricity, the water pipes, the drain, everything, and each level, the emergency, the keys, everything. Because when you go up with levels, which we can simulate it as the workloads of your environment, and then you say, oh, I missed the electric generator down there. Oh, this is really necessary thing. Or, oh, I have to exclude this floor, and so on. So this is the most important point, just to really focus while you are doing the cloud architecture design. It's not about trendy stuff. It's not about automation. It's not about impressing the customer with like, hey, I can do Kubernetes, I can do Dockers, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, he might not need all of this, actually. He might need like a couple of servers, maybe a bunch of servers, because this is his capabilities, or maybe he wants to be much more complex environment, or much more modernized. Then you can make it, just okay, let's go Docker and Kubernetes. But if you have skills and so on, and if there is a really need for him and for his business. Okay, so that was the first point about doing the cloud architecture design. So you have to take care while you are doing your cloud architecture. Don't bother yourself with automation. Don't get bothered with trendy stuff. Just focus what exactly the customer needs in order to give him the exact solution with the best price, with the best quality, and like really it's optimized. Okay. So yeah, that's the point that I wanted to discuss with you, because I found actually a lot of people actually talking about that. Mostly the HR and stuff like this on LinkedIn. They are saying, just we need cloud architect and with the DevOps stuff, cloud architect with the DevOps skills. So actually they started to mix the two roles, which I actually see it's not a good point from my perspective, and maybe it's useful for another people. But again, so at the end, the tools are there in the market, but what is not in there in the market is your mind. You have to make your mind work. Templates is there, tools, scripts, everything is there. So it's easy just to get it and get used to it and so on. but what not is there in the market, or what's not there in the tool sets or in the free scripts or templates is your mindset while you are doing the assessment of the project itself. So and definitely this, if you are really working in a big company and or a big organization, and you have like the departments, or you're providing a service for a customer or something like this, if you didn't, or if you commit to a design or to something with the customer and it's not doable by Azure, or it's not doable by any means in the cloud, so you're in a big trouble because you have committed to something that you are not aware about. Like you're saying, like some people just think about the network like, I mean, in Azure, I just found it in during my work actually, like thinking about it like a legacy data center. Just they want to use it as a legacy data center, which doesn't make any sense. Like they have like some workloads in the on-premises, and they said not even workloads, they have a firewall on premises, and they want to move it to Azure and use Azure as an internet gateway, so internet breakout only, without putting any workloads. So they are taking their internet from the Azure, and they are thinking the Azure like just putting the firewall to protect them. So I didn't have any idea why did they do this? Since I mean, internet, anybody can get internet. You don't have to go to Azure to get internet. And for the equipment, you can host it. Actually, I mean, like if it's a physical, so like a firewall, two use or three use, whatever. It's not a big deal actually to have it on premises. So this is the mindset actually. So you have actually to concentrate why you're going to the cloud, and the architecture actually specifically. You have really to utilize it in the right way and in the modernized way, not in the legacy. Don't think about the cloud, not Azure, all the cloud as a legacy data center. So this is the most important point. Don't think about it as a legacy data center. Okay, so yeah, this is the first part. I finished. Kasam, so do you think is good to make the questions in the middle or make it at the end? I don't know how you make it in your sessions.
No, it's all on up to you. Usually,
Okay.
people just unmute their mic and come up with questions whenever
Okay.
the
Perfect.
speaker wants them to jump in, or they
Okay.
put on the questions in chat box, and later on we can. So, are you
Okay.
Karim? Are you sharing your whiteboard kind of, or it's you have not
Yeah.
yet?
I will start doing this right now. Yeah.
Acha, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, starting with this one.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So today's actually topic is about, yeah, I would like to share this one is better first, just to show you the official announcement here from Microsoft. Yeah. Yes. Here is it. And share. I hope you can see this.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So yeah, first of all, yeah, what is natting? So for sure, most of you know it. Maybe some of you like hate it, and some does not like the word of natting, and some have a bad situations with natting and so on. So what is natting actually? So what is exactly is natting? So in that point, actually, I would like to open this small picture which shows everything here. Yeah. So simply natting actually is kind of like you are going to a party and everybody, or maybe yeah, like party of 3 or 2 or 5, and each person is wearing a custom and you don't know him. And this custom is your interface and you are the original person. Okay, so this is maybe kind of like natting. Okay, the same you can apply it on the networking. So you can apply it on the devices. So if you have one device, for example, like this one, I will make this later, just make it here easier in that picture first, and then go back to this one. Yeah, so imagine first that you have a virtual machine, and this virtual machine have this IP address that I'm gonna show you right now. Like, give it whatever. So it's 10.0.0. Is the size okay, or should I make it more zoomed?
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
It's fine.
Perfect. Okay, so for example, if you have this one, and also you have this range here, so it's the ranges, IP ranges. Yeah, sorry, I'm back. IP ranges, and also another range here. So in fact, actually, if you are connecting to different networks without NATing, so you cannot go with the same. So it's not possible actually to happen. Okay, so there should be kind of like a way to translate. So NATing means network address translation, which translates the IP address that you have from a specific range to another IP address while you are talking outside. For example, let's see an example here. So I will put it like this, and when it's going to talk here and here and here. Yeah. So what is the solution for this one? So they do NATing actually. NATing means that if I'm going with this IP address range, okay, so 10.0.1.0/24, for example, then the VPN equipment do a NATing, so it changes this range to another range, which is, for example, you can define it whatever. Just make an extra 0 here, then you change it, and maybe an extra 0 here, and change the 2 to make it 2. Yeah, for example, and this one, change it and make it 0, and yeah. Okay, perfect. This is simply what NATing is, okay? How it works actually, this is what we're gonna see today, specifically with the Azure VPN Gateway. And this is the new stuff. So the NATing is not happening here or here, but it's happening during the connection. So the Azure VPN Gateway, we define the NATing on the Azure VPN Gateway, and it defines this point that I'm gonna say, the ingress and egress of the connectivity that is happening. I know that there is a lot of details, just maybe you can concentrate more, focus more, because there is a lot of little details. I would like to say them all before we start the demo, so you can have a brief about the whole solution. So back again to the small picture that I wanted to show you. So for example, yeah, the idea today is that we have 3 VNets. For sure, I wanted to make it like this, like 2 on-premises, but I don't have the, the financial capabilities or the time actually to make like a physical routers actually in my home and so on. So I made it on Azure. And yeah, and the good thing that I was scrolling around and I found in the marketplace a free VPN, which gives you one endpoint site as a free trial for free without time, which is really cool. It's from I think VNS Cube or VNS Cube. Yeah, it's a cohesive company. Yes, and I already deployed them, and that's the next coming in the demo. So the story is here. So what I did actually, or what is the scenario? So for example, if you have like one customer or your organization, whatever, and you want to connect to different partners, and each partner have the same IP address, so they won't change, and you would not put a plan for the future to maybe forecast or detect or guess who's coming with the same in order to take an action. So you have to be ready actually for such a solution. So normally the old time actually that there should be kind of like an NVA equipment like Fortinet, Barracuda, whatever checkpoint inside there, and it do the NATing, and all the networking guys just like really hate it so much and they don't like it, and they find it not really practical, and there's a lot of stuff they hate actually NATing. So what actually happened, that why we were doing this, because Microsoft didn't provide this feature here. So they didn't provide to do the NATing actually on the VPN gateway, and they asked you, hey, you can get a virtual appliance and do the NATing on the virtual appliance, which was actually a lot of work and headache for the guys from the networking team. So yes, so the next part. So what actually Microsoft did, they introduced a new feature and nobody just gave maybe any attention to it. I don't know why, but it's really important to talk about it. So the Azure VPN Gateway, here the feature is to do the NATing. So how it works, this is the second picture, just again to show you it right now. Here is it. Yeah. So imagine that you have, maybe, for example, this part is your hub, or maybe the main Azure part, and this is your branch, or maybe this is your on-premises. So these rules are already, we define it inside the NAT of the Microsoft Azure NAT feature. So what it talks about like if the source of your branch, the source IP address is, for example, 10.1.5, and the destination that is going there is 100.0.16. So what is happening right now? You already defined those parameters. You already define it in the NATing. So when it goes to talk back to the on-premises, so what happens in the NATing? So there is two things happen, so ingress and egress at the same time. So the ingress NAT, what happened actually, it translates your source here to another IP, which arrives. So when the other, I mean the hub network, which is, I would like just to share both of them. Let me share both just to get the whole picture. Get here just easier and faster. I hope the screen is not too big because I have the large screen, so I hope you can see all. Is it okay? Or good? Yes. Everybody can see? Okay, perfect. So so when this packet from this branch, for example, is going there are two rules here in the NATing. So there is an egress and egress. And we define those rules actually inside the Azure NAT for the VPN gateway. So you define the source, for example, you say my source, which is 10.0.15, which is, for example, here, this is my source, this is the original source. And destination, I'm going to this one, to this destination, the packet. And when it moves from here to the Azure, so during the, the transfer, the transmission, during the connection, the VPN connection that you have deployed, so the NATing happens here on the Azure VPN Gateway. What happened actually? It says, okay, the source is 10.0.1. Okay, let's change it to 100.0.2.5, and the destination is this, which means that this is the real destination inside my virtual network. I know it's a little bit complex, but maybe once more again. So if you have here, for example, like this number, I won't make it a range, just here, like 4. Okay, and here's also, you have a lucky customer or lucky partner, and you have the same IP address. And for example, his system wants to talk to your system, and you both have the same. So what happens actually? So during the NATing, that's what exactly happened. When this one goes to talk to this one, just maybe changing the color, and yeah, when this one goes to talk to this one, what exactly happened? What exactly happened? So in this time exactly. So this happens like this: 0.1.4. Okay. Changes to 100 dots. Example 0 dot, yeah, dot 2 dot, for example, dot 4, yeah, or dot 1.4, just to make it much more cooler. Okay. So when you are going with a packet with a source saying, hey, I am from the source this one, and I want to talk to this destination, for example, like I need to talk to this destination. Okay, so this what actually happens while you are going. So you are like this, and you want to talk to this number, to the 100.0.1.4. So what happened actually when you arrive here? Changes happen. So your IP address changes to be, for example, like this. Say, okay, you are from this source. Then I will translate you like this. For example, 100. Blah blah blah, like 2.4, for example. So if you are coming like this, so the Azure VNet will see you as this, and will see your destination as this number. Okay, it's a little bit clear right now. So if you're going with this IP address to the Azure VNet, then while you are going there, once you arrive here to the Azure VPN Gateway, it will check, okay, your source is the 10. You can see here on the right side, 10, for example, 1.5, which is like this number. Okay, then I will translate you like this. I will see you like this, and your destination, I will see it like this, and so on, which is my destination, I will be like this, and so on, and vice versa, and so on. So now we solved the problem. You can add like 100 times from those connections. This is the maximum limit from Azure. And you can do the multiple connections as much as you can with the same IP address without any problem. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 partners have the same, so you don't care, you just make this NATing and so on. It's a couple of rules and it's not a big deal. Okay, so yeah, maybe before I move to start the demo, because it's really big, I spent like 12 hours actually doing it, because I deployed the two VPN equipments here. So it's firewall routers and two virtual machines and the VPN gateway, and yeah, with a lot of actually, and there was kind of yeah, strange stuff that I found during the implementation. They already mentioned that it's generally available, but I found in the Azure portal, it's written the NAT still between brackets preview. So I didn't get it. Actually, is it generally available or NAT preview? Maybe they missed to remove this tags. I'm not sure, but it's working right now. And yeah, let's actually see. So if you have any maybe questions regarding this part, because when we start doing the demo, it will be much more maybe clear for you. So if any questions, just maybe you can drop or shoot it. Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it's gonna be published, right, Kasam? The session.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So let me stop this part, sharing, and open the demo. And yeah, let's go through the demo with all the tips and tricks that I found during the implementation. and things that you have to take care of during the implementation, because yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff actually that didn't make sense actually during the implementation, and I figured out, and it worked finally, which was really great. So I was happy. Yeah, so let me start with, yeah, again, the diagram first. Try change it. Okay, so here's the diagram. One more time, the diagram, just to make the life easier. Okay, so yeah, starting with the demo, let's go to the demo. So as I mentioned, so what I did actually is that I've created, yeah, maybe in more details. So I have the notes. I can share it actually with you all after the session. So I've created like 3 resource groups, and I created one in central India data center, and one in which is this one, for example. Yeah, this was the central India data center. Yeah, and that one was in, I guess, so it was in Germany, West Central, so data center. And the third one was in North Central US data center. 3 different regions in order to make it like really realistic on premises. For sure, I wanted to make it like real physical ones, but I didn't have any, any equipments or stuff like this. So I just make it like really exactly the real physical equipments, and just implement it and so on. So yeah, so this is the design. So 3 resource groups. Each resource group resembles the region. And yeah, and the first resource group actually have created the VNet, and also VPN gateway, the local network gateway. We're gonna see all of this actually. Created 1 VM just for testing, and also here in GWC, also 1 VM for testing, route table, and implemented the equipment for VNS, which is VNS Cube. VPN equipment similar to the North Central US data center, similar with the UDRs. Tips and tricks is going to be shown during the demo right now. So let's go to the demo. And let me stop
Karim,
this part.
one question from my
Yeah,
end.
sure.
Why we
Yep.
can't use global VNet peering here in this scenario?
I didn't want, yeah, definitely you can use, but I don't, this actually, again, so I didn't want to do those on Azure. Those should be on premises, but I did it only on Azure just to make the demo. So in reality, they should be on premises. This is what I meant to do. Definitely global VNet peering can be done, yeah, but global net peering with overlapping is not possible.
Yeah,
Overlapping
that's
IPs.
correct. Yeah.
Sorry, Karim, but global VNet pairing that we can only use within the Azure, right? We for on-premises to Azure, we should have to be either express route, site-to-site VPN,
Yeah.
right?
These are totally two different scenarios. Totally two different. So
Right.
global VNet peering. When we are talking global VNet peering, so you are inside the Microsoft network. You are not going outside. So you're using the
Right.
dark fibers, Microsoft dark fibers. And this is okay, but you cannot.
Karim, I think you are on mute.
We've lost you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, audible now. Audible.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yes, you are
So
here.
yeah, where did you stop, or where did you stop hearing?
Actually,
Peering
you were
part.
explaining.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for the global VNet
You're
peering,
on dark
it's
side also.
global VNet peering is only used if you are, again, so if you're using non-overlapping IPs, and if you want to use the dark fiber, Microsoft dark fiber connectivity between the data centers and so on, for faster reliability and so on. So this is okay, but you cannot use it with, for example, if you have multiple partners and they want to do the global VNet peering and they have the same overlapping IPs. This is an issue. You cannot do this. So what we are doing right now is a normal site-to-site VPN, normal site-to-site VPN. But this site-to-site VPN is using the NATing technology here or the NATing feature over the Azure VPN natively without any NVAs. So there's no NVAs doing the NATing, but the VPN itself during the site-to-site is doing the NATing. A lot of people were waiting this feature since all time and nobody talked about it. Don't get confused between this one and the virtual network NATing. So there is another NATing, they introduce it, it's called the virtual network NATing, which makes your, if you have a virtual machine with a public IP, then you can do NATing outside and then back again without any VPN or something. Like you want to talk to the outside internet, so you change your IP address with the virtual network NATing. This is the virtual network NATing. Doesn't have
Yeah,
anything.
I think so that we can use with that load balancer.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's the example is mentioned by a load balancer. So you can have a multiple virtual machines and with the load balancer with public IP and they do the NATing happening, coming and going and so on for your virtual machines talking to outside internet. But again, so I was thinking actually about this scenario, why it's happening, or why did they introduce it? Because I think most of the companies want the virtual machine to be behind a WAF or a firewall or something like really secured, but not a load balancer. So this was really a little bit weird actually. I don't know what scenario we can use it. Maybe for, I don't know. I've never seen a solution, I mean scenario in my work actually to use kind of like NATing here, because most of the customers say, hey, oh, there's no firewall, it's to the internet directly. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, so back again to yeah, if anybody have any other questions just before, so going to the real demo, here is only, again, so this is site-to-site VPN. What I intended to do is to make it on premises, but yeah, we don't have their real physical equipment, so I did it on Azure, but it's the same because we are not using any Azure stuff here. It's like they are going through the internet, site-to-site, real site-to-site. Okay, so yeah, let's move forward. I will start showing you the demo. And here we go. Where is it? Yep. Okay, here's it. Because I have two screens, one the big one, the mouse is going over, so I'm just trying to get it here. Yep, here's it. So let's see the configuration and the old stuff. So we have here, yeah, I've created, like as you see here, 3 resource groups. So this one I call it the main hub, which you have seen it in the diagram. Maybe I can also put a diagram beside here so we can have all stuff. And here is the resource group, GWC. By the way, don't take those naming convention as a standards because this is really quick and dirty. So I'm not a reference just for naming convention. So ignore any naming conventions that you don't like it. Just ignore it because actually I was in a hurry actually to do such a demo because it was really big. So the GWC means yeah, resource group. GWC is a Germany West Central site 1, and yeah, here resource group NCSO. It's North Central US site 2. And those are representing 2 on-premises, and this is your Azure. So when we go here to your Azure, for example, first of all, when you start doing, this is my school actually in the designing. When you start doing a design for the cloud architecture, start with the network. Start with the network planning. What is your IP address? What actually you need from the IP address? How you gonna categorize it, the CIDRs and so on. All of this is really important when you start doing your Azure design or the cloud design. So the first of all, this is my school. Just start with the virtual networks and the networks, because when I was working on the real on-premises data centers, actually in the old time, the first thing I've seen that the network team just start plotting all of their switches, cables, and stuff like this, and then they make the IPs for everybody, and then they give the IPs for the teams, for example, the cloud team, the blah 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 team, whatever, and then yeah, I go inside, start to make the implementation of the servers, the connectivity, the power up, the sockets, the hypervisor, giving the IPs, the V switches, and so on. So all of this was happening in the past, and I'm also still adopting this. Way of implementing your data center, because it's a little bit makes sense actually when you make your networks is really concise and accurate, then you won't have a lot of changes in the future, because somebody just, when you create a workload and say, oh, I missed those, it's a little subnet, I have to change it. And then at the same time, you have workloads inside the subnet, so you cannot change it, and you have to destroy those workloads and repeat it again, or you have to make create a network card and change it and blah blah. So it's a lot of headache actually to change the network in the future. After you put the workloads, it's a mess. So just take care of this point. Start with your networks first. So what I did actually here, so from the virtual network perspective, just make it here. Maybe some people will ask me, where is your tabs here? So just, you can remove it from here. So when you see this, you can remove the tab if you'd like from here, just this star. When you press on this star, it will disappear, and you can add it again from the services here. So I just wanted to make it like this in order to make it like really easy while working. First of all, just create your virtual networks. I've created my first virtual network here, so this is the main hub, and inside it, the address space, I make it like this: 10.0.1.0/24. It gives me 256. And subnets, I've added one for the gateway subnet, which is /27. And this is the default one that while you're creating, you can give a default one just to put your workloads here. So this one is serving the VPN gateway, and this one is serving the normal virtual machine, the testing virtual machine that we're gonna ping from it. Okay, so this is the first VNet. Second VNet, which is, I named it Site 1, which is inside the GWC, and I created the Site 2, which is in the north central US. What is inside here? So you're gonna find here the address space similar to the first one, and this is, I mean to do it to make the conflict and do the NATing and solve the problem. So I chose the same address space, okay? And here in the subnets, the same default subnets. And here, this is only for the virtual appliance. I just gave it the /28 and acting as the my gateway, like the router or the VPN gateway. This is what I gave it. Similar happened actually to the site number 2. Also, I gave it the same address space. Now we have 3 virtual networks have the same address space. If you want to do peering, not global, normal peering, global peering. If you want to do what else? Site-to-site VPN. All of this won't happen. VNet peering and the global peering is not into the site-to-site topic. If you then it's outside, but if you want to do them as a normal peering, it won't work. Okay, so then if you I will make it as a site-to-site, it won't work also because you don't have NATing, because they were gonna conflict. Okay, subnets, same. So now all the proof is that they are all the same. subnets. And they are having the same address spaces. Okay, this is the first part. So after I implemented this, then I've created the virtual machines. So yeah, the normal virtual machine 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. I've chosen like really cheap one. Yeah, there was an exciting site. It's called the Azure Price. I think it's just Azure Price. Yeah, that was a really cool one. Yeah, you can get. Where is it? Just a second. Just Azure. Yeah, I've seen it. What is this? Yes, this is one. This website is really awesome. I've tried it. Actually, it gives you the average price of which is the cheapest one that you can use. So I found that Central India is the cheapest one, which is awesome. This is why I use it. And then US Gov, I've never used it, does never use it. And then I use this one, North Central US, and then Canada, and then yeah, I would like to just to go far from the Americas. Then I went through, yeah, where's the German US Central here? Yeah, so it's not a big difference actually. That's like 0.7, 0.6 is nothing. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this is a good point. So yeah, continuing to where we have stopped. Yeah, so in the networking here, not yet. I don't want to go this level. Yeah, the virtual machine. So it's just created through the normal process that if you know all of you. So just go here, then yeah. Maybe from here, yeah, just create a virtual machine. And then what I've used here, then, no, just sorry, discard it. Yeah, create a resource. And then I used the Ubuntu server, which is really cheap. And then you're gonna get like, yeah, for example, in Central India, which is really awesome. Yeah, everybody can try it. So you can get like 13 euros per month machine. That's nothing, like really cheap one, 2 gigabytes. And then yeah, I hosted over the equipment and it's really working fine. And even I tried the less one, but it was really not so fast. So I went to the 2 gigabyte. Yeah, you have to follow the for sure the implementation of the virtual machines, normal virtual machines. The important part, I won't talk about virtual machine because this is the easy part, but the important part is the equipment itself. So let's go to the other one. So I implemented, yeah, the normal VM, site 1 VM, site 2 VM. These are the test VMs. The most important part is coming is the virtual, I will say virtual appliance part, or the VPN equipment that I used it. So create a resource, and then I've searched for VNS3. So it's, you see here, and then you press enter. And then you're gonna find different versions and different products from Cohesive Networks. Find it free. You also have others, but maybe for different money rates and stuff like this. So I've chosen this one, and then I scroll down. You have, yeah, free edition, light edition, yeah, bring your own license, BYO, and then free. So I've chosen this one, and then I've created. Yeah, and I will go through this one once because the other one is going to be the same, just to give you the idea. Okay, so when you create this one, yeah, for sure you have to choose. I've chosen, for example, each one's region, and then you put the virtual machine name or the equipment name in the same region that you have chosen for sure. Keep everything as is, don't change anything. Maybe you can change the size. This is the recommended one. I've changed it earlier to this one, but it wasn't good, so I returned back to this one. So just use the 2 gigabyte one. For SSH key, yeah, I prefer just to make my own password. So I did my own password and confirm and so on. Then go to the desks. When you go to the desks, don't get the premium. It's gonna be really expensive for you and it's gonna consume from your account. Then choose the standard HHD. With this delete VM, when you are deleting, then it's gonna be deleted. The desk, and yeah, just keep everything as is. Networking, here's the part. Yeah, just I have to choose, yeah, for example, GWC. So when you choose first here, just to concentrate as part of choosing your resource group, it will show you what you have from your virtual networks inside it. So I have those two in this region. So each resource group with its region. So I've chosen mine here, and you put your virtual gateway subnet, which is the VNS Cube here in this one that we have created earlier. Don't put it here. Yeah, this is per my demo actually, because I wanted to separate things, make things clear. Maybe it can work here, I don't know, but I just wanted to make it like really easy and concise. So I've chosen this one. Create a public IP address. It should create automatically one. Get a standard one and static. Okay. Yep. Then it will deploy its own network security groups. You won't do anything. It will deploy its own. It's not generating because I already did this. So it will create its own one like those, and it will name it for you. And then you can check up this, because if you want to delete the environment, then you can delete the NIC with it. Next, with the management here. Yeah. So management. I didn't need this. Next, don't change anything. Maybe the auto shutdown. Next, next, nothing. And then review and create. So these are the steps actually to create the VNS stuff. Take a note that the password of your machine, the first login is gonna be, I'm gonna share this part also after this session. Okay, let's just loading. Okay, yeah. The password is your virtual machine and then dash your IP address, private IP address. This is the password, and the username is vcubed. It's already written in the documentation, but I will share it also after the session in a note. It's called vcubed. We're gonna see this actually in the login. Vcubed written like I'm gonna show you here. Like, sorry. Yeah, like this. So vcubed VNS. Yeah, this is the username. Okay, you're gonna find it in the documentation. It's not a big deal. And then you have to change both. We're gonna see this later. Okay, now you have deployed this and you deployed the other node. Second step, take care about the important part, the most important part. Go to the networking, go to the interface of your virtual appliance. Don't go to the VMs, virtual appliance. Go to the interface, go to the IP configuration and enable IP forwarding. This is really important, and make your IP address static. If it's not static, make it static. Okay. Do the same for both of the machines. This is really important. Okay, don't miss it. The NSGs are already deployed like this. I just put my IP address just to make it more secure because it's not was in public. It will deploy for you like this web API with port this and default SSH access. I added this one. You have to add this one. Okay. Just take care. You have to add this rule by adding inbound rules. Also on the same on the two VPNs or on the two VPN NSGs that we have already created. That's all. So don't create anything else. Don't get confused, because I've been trying a lot of stuff actually to reach this level of, because the documentation is not really good on the cohesive stuff. So I've actually managed to find something to make it like more standardized while you are having such an experience. Yeah. Okay. So This is cool. Just do the same for the other VPN gateway. So the first gateway and the second gateway. And now let's log in on them. We're gonna log in on them. So this is the public IP address. You can get it like this, put it here, paste, and yeah, where is it? Here's mine. And then yeah, it will appear like this. And then you have to put VNS Cube. This is your username and the password, as I mentioned, then the machine name of the VPN dash the private IP address. And then this they made it automated like this. It's not me. And then you can change it inside. So I will make my own password here. Then I entered. You will find something up there that says, hey, please change your password and username. Then you have to press and change it. Okay, then let's go to the state. So first of all, in order to do this, maybe I will postpone the configuration of this part. We'll go back now to Azure to do the NATing stuff, and then go back to the equipment to show you what happened there. Okay, let's go to the NATing. So also in the Microsoft guide, just they mentioned that you have to be really careful while you are doing the steps in this sequence, exactly in this sequence, not to have problems. Okay, so what is the sequence? Is that, yeah, you have created your VPN gateway. Wow, the time is really up. So if you have maybe more time, then we can have more discussion if it's okay with you all. Okay, so sorry, I'm not seeing the chat actually because I'm looking in front of me. So maybe I will answer all the questions after we finish because the time is really moving fast. So yeah, the first of all is creating your. We already created the local. Let me show you this one. Yeah, I created 2 local network gateways. So what is the local network gateway? Yeah, you can mention the local network gateway as your infrastructure digital twin. I like to say like this. So it is the representation of your equipment on Azure. This is the local network gateway. It represents your, like, this is your equipment is here, and you are managing it from, not managing, but configuring it from Azure. A little bit, not a lot of configuration, but this is what's meant by the local network gateway. So I've created 2, one for Germany, one for North Central US. And the configuration that I put, you have to put here the public IP address of the first equipment. For the German equipment, you have to put the public IP address, which was there. And put the address space that you want to conflict. This is having the conflict, which is the 10.0.1/24, which is similar all over there for the subnets. So this is the address space. This is the whole address space. This is not the subnet, but the whole address space. I put it here. Okay, the same. Yeah, at this point, do not create any connection. Please, at this point, do not go and create the connection. The connection is coming later. Okay. Yeah, so this is for the first local network gateway, the second network gateway. And then you go back here to the VPN gateway, which is the main VPN, which is the Azure VPN gateway. Then what's going to happen here? So first of all, you're going to find this tab is NAT rules. I hope all of you find it. Press on it and you start putting those rules. So those rules are explained in Azure in the documentation in a way. Also, I'm going to open it just a second to give it. Okay, just a quick one. Also, I'm going to share this link here. Just somebody just ask here. Yeah, Sarah, I think you asked about this. And yeah, yeah, going for the steps actually is here. You're gonna find the exact steps here, but they are not giving you the details that I'm giving you because I did a lot of stuff just to reach what I've reached. So they are giving like really high level, really high level. But these are really helped me actually a lot. So to put those rules. So they mentioned what is the, you have like 3 rules here. The first one is the, they name it VNet rule. And the other one is a branch 1, branch 2. And back again here. So what I did, I name it main hub, site 1, site 2. And then they mentioned here, so you have the internal IP address and the external. So what does it mean? So it means that this is my Azure VNet, okay? And this is the egress mode. This is my Azure VNet, the main one, the hub. And it have this address space. So it says, what is my external mask or my external custom is this one, 100.0.1./24. This is the external custom for the hub. What is for site 1? Site 1 have the same, but you have to make it ingress. And also site 2, you have to make it ingress. So what is here the internal mappings? Internal mapping is that means the original IP of your subnet. Excuse me. Then you have to go to make it like, just put it 100.0.2/24. This will be the external custom for you. So means that if you are talking to the main hub, you won't, they won't see this. Okay, the main hub will see this. Say, oh, you're coming to talk to this, and you want to, for example, you want to, sorry, you are coming with this, and you want to reach this IP address. Well, we were gonna see this in the demo actually, and so on. You are coming with this, and you want to reach this IP address, and vice versa. If you are coming from here, from the main hub, so you will ping this, and when these packets reach the destination, it will say, oh, you are coming with this IP. Okay, I will turn you back to your internal mapping, and I will turn you back to your internal mapping, and so on. This is how it works. This is easily the NATing stuff. Okay. So here's the BGP one. I didn't use it. It's used maybe if anybody wants to use the BGP, I don't want to use it. And then you press, after you configure this first, just note or put the note with the steps. Really is really important. You have to define these first without any associations. Don't associate it right now, okay? Then you go back, and then you start from here, from the main hub VPN, which is the main VPN in Azure. Create 2 connections. So one for the GWC or the site 1 and site 2. Then you can do it like this. And the documentation said if when you're adding it, okay, like I will make it whatever. And just choose your local. You see this part? Okay. It will give you another one. It will tell you, it's conflicting or something like this. Don't worry when you are enabling those. So you have to take care. For example, this is the first site. For example, site 01, take care. Then follow the rules. So the ingress, just make it only here. And the egress, always take the hub. Okay, so each site, take only its ingress. Don't put the 2 ingress, only its ingress. And the egress, put its the main hub or the main hub for the egress. Okay, so you will make this step, and one more time for the another site, and then submit for sure. And please don't forget the shared key, which all of us, you can generate it. Just make your generate SHA key or whatever. So generate key. So you can find a lot of websites that you can generate SHA key. Here from there, whatever you can put whatever, and then you can generate the key whatever you want with whatever hash you need. So I chose the 256 here. Okay, and then make a note of this shared key and put it with you, and don't enable anything from this. And okay, Yeah, the resource group and the location just it doesn't matter where. Just make it because it's kind of like a logical connection. It's not real one, so it's a kind of logical. So I kept it in India. So I kept both of them in India. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now you've finished like really a big part from the implementation of this solution. The next step. Now you need to see those are connected. When you do this, it's not connected. Why? Because you didn't configure this one. You didn't configure the VPN sites. For sure, in the real life, you won't do this. The network guys on premises will do it, but you'd like to have a knowledge about it. So yeah, first of all, when you open this, yeah, just you change your username and password and so on. And yeah, you go here and this won't be there. So you have to create one because this is for the demo, and also this version also only supports one endpoint. So you go to the IPsec and then you will find like add a new stuff. So it will be looking like this exactly. It's opening here. So it will look like this. So you have to give it a name. So I name it like, yeah, this is my remote endpoint, Azure Main Hub. So that means my remote point is Azure Main Hub. This is really easy. And remote endpoint. And then you put the public IP address of the Azure VPN. You put the public IP address of the Azure VPN. And keep as is, like this is enabled that NAT trans. I'm not the experienced guy here in this equipment. I just wanted to make it like really running. And I put the shared key. So make note of the shared key that we put and put it here again one more time and put it in the other one. Okay. And yeah, and then when you choose this, just IKEV2, it will appear like this, and then you don't need to do this and just enable this. Yeah, and you will get two choices. Just choose the VTI, which is the virtual tunnel interface, and you have to put this IP address.
IP address. Sorry to interrupt you. IP address you're given that public IP address. This is for that VPN.
Exactly. Let me go back here to the configuration. Where is my VPN? And
that's VPN gateway, right?
Yes, the VPN gateway. Where is it? Main hub. My main VPN gateway, which is this one. This is the Azure native gateway. So you have to get
Okay,
where's the IP address? Yeah, configuration here. Yeah, exactly.
2192.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so where's it? I didn't find it.
Public IP address.
Okay, so just make a note of this, and and put it here. So you put it here, E2, and the VTI interface, the virtual tunnel interface. What is this? This is actually representing. Yeah,
actually,
like a
this is representing local subnet, which is going to be translate your address. This,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I've chosen this one, /30, and I kept this like the demo exactly, or maybe the documentation of Cohesive. They mentioned just put it like this 00 for those two. And this one is the extraction from your VPN. So how to get those? Actually, I got it from the Cohesive also demo. But if you want to get it yourself, you can download it from Azure. So you can go here in the connection part. I know maybe most of you you know this part, but you go to each connection and you're gonna find download configuration, and then you choose the vendor. But if you don't find a vendor, just make it generic and then choose generic, blah, blah, blah here, and then download. So you will get the text file with all, I think it's not opened here, but yeah, I've opened it. Let me check here. Can you see this or not? You cannot see that file, right? That I opened. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's It's not matter because if I close this one, so I couldn't share the other one, but let me share the big screen, which might be easier. Yeah, this is easier. Yeah, so when you open the file, you will find it like this. So you have to yeah, replace what need to be replaced. So if you
Okay, those
make
have
here,
those the details this which you are sharing here, the encryption method you are referring that, right?
yes, exactly. So you have to replace some parameters before you take it, copy and paste into your inside this part. So you have to copy paste. But I didn't get it exactly, so I wrote it with my hands actually, and copy it from the demo. I mean from the documentation of the cohesive, just to make it as is. So I did I like them exactly. So you can copy this. I will share it with you also. Okay, so yeah, so this is the first part, and after you do this, then you save, and then it will load sometime. Don't get worried. And then when you finish this one, yeah, there's important. You won't. Yeah, you should be able. Yeah, first after it's up here, you go to the routes and add a new route like this, and mention where is this route going. So you have to mention it's, for example, it's write it by hand. You're going to the Azure main hub, and then choose the interface route, and then choose the VTI itself here. So choose the VTI, which is a virtual IPsec VTI, which we already created earlier, and choose this option, advertise route to the overlay, add route, and then it will appear like this here. Okay, so once you do this, I don't want to forget anything. This is another part. So it will be up and running, but maybe not right now the pinging is working, okay? Because we're going to the other part, again, back to Azure to define. Sorry for the connectivity. Yeah, so we are going back to Azure after this to define the routing table there, which is attached to the subnet of the VNS Gateway 1, to make it visible for the equipment on the Azure. Let me just close this one. Okay, just all the points that we are mentioning here. I've already implemented this like really 1 day ago, not so far. Yeah, in the routes, just yeah, you define this. Okay, don't worry. Maybe you will find the link at first. It's up and running, which is fine. You don't have to worry about this. The other part is, yeah, when you go back to the Azure, yeah, where is it? You go to the resource groups and you go to
Karim, can you please zoom in? It's a bit
oh yeah, because yeah, this is why I wanted to make it focus, because the screen is a little bit big. Sorry for this. I will okay, second. Yeah, this is, I think, better. Is this better?
yes.
Everybody can see. Cool. I think everybody can see, right? Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. Sorry, I'm not looking again for the chat. So if anybody just give me a hint through the voice, it will be better. Okay. So yeah, back to the what we were saying actually. Yeah, so after we finish the part on the cohesive equipment, we have to go back to Azure to configure the routing table and attach it to the right subnet. Okay, so what we need to do is, as I mentioned, we have to create two routing tables in the two sites. So one routing table in the first site, one routing table in the second site. The first site, and I will show you something that's really awesome. Now it's the game of routings. So the game of routings, you have to understand how the routings go. And this is maybe a little bit complex, but you have to understand how it goes inside Azure. So starting from here, from the main hub, so you can see your virtual machine, that the testing virtual machine that we have created. Where is it going and what is its route? So you open here the networking of it, just get the network interface and the scroll down and go to the effective routes. Then you're gonna see here what is broadcasted, what is not broadcasted, what's happening there. This is all of you gonna see this right now. It's loading. Okay, cool. So all of these are Azure places. We don't touch it actually, so they are like this and they are dropped because maybe they are reserved or whatever. And these are the ones that you have defined earlier. So these are the ones that you have defined earlier. If you remember in the NATing, when we did NATing, you remember this part, we put the 07 in the external mappings and we put the 02 in the external mappings, which resembles the the site 2 and site 1 and so on. So it has been provisioned here automatically, which is awesome, with the next hop, the gateway, and the public IP, which means that if you as a virtual machine want to talk to the site number 1 with this IP address, or if you as a virtual machine wants to talk to the site number 2 with this one, you have to take the way for the virtual network gateway, which is your VPN. And the next hop is your public IP address. Why? Because we are talking VPN. We're not inside Azure right now. And then when it goes here, Azure VPN, do the translation, goes there to the other site, and then it is arrived. I mean, it arrives at the other side of the connection, and then from there is another routing happening on the equipment itself. So when it goes there and it is received on this part, then the routing happening internally, and it redirects the request to your virtual machine, which is inside the same virtual network of the VPN gateway. Yeah, this is the most important part to take care about. Okay, just have a look on this. You don't need to do anything. Just have a look. Okay, this is for the VPN virtual machine, testing virtual machine in the main hub. Okay, going back to the site 1, and here the work starts. I created a routing table. This routing table contains, like, I created one route. I said, okay, I need to go to the Azure main hub with this prefix. Okay, so I'm targeting this one. I didn't say I want to the original, but you have to talk with the other one inside there with his mask. So all the communication is happening by the customs or the mask. So you are saying, hey, what is your address, home address, home address, home address, but it's not your address, it's your home address outside. So this is it. So yeah, the next hop I said, go to the virtual appliance, which is my VPN gateway, or which is my VPN virtual gateway, the VNS cubed, and this is its private IP address. I did this, and this is for the site number 1, and I attach it to the two subnets. The subnet of the VPN gateway itself, for the subnet of the VNS gateway, and the default one. And the default one contains my virtual machine, and this one contains my the VPN equipment that you are simulating. Okay, once you do this, you're really good. Have a look on your not here, yeah, maybe a little bit if you want to put your IP address or stuff like this. Yeah, but the most important is the NSG of the equipment itself, not for the testing VM, but for the equipment itself. Just have a look, and yeah, put your source IP, your IP address, and yeah, here's the default. Yeah, I didn't put here. So if anybody just try it, he will access, but you don't have the username and password. And yeah, I have added this rule. This is really important because this will make you crazy. If you didn't do it, I make an attention here, please. If you didn't do it, you get crazy. Because it's blocked by nature in NSG. So put the ping rule with this what is it? I forgot just. Yeah, in this shape. Okay, so yeah, so same also for the second VPN equipment. Okay, so first VPN equipment, you have to check this and the route tables. Second VPN equipment, the routing table attached to the two subnets, and check your NSGs. Once you have done this, now we can test. And let me check here. Yeah, and the testing is really awesome here because you're gonna see this live. Then, yeah, this equipment have like a network sniffer. Yeah, this is my first site. And this is you can create a sniffer here, ping. I name it ping. It's nothing, you can name it whatever you want. And it's now monitoring, it's monitoring, okay? I will stop this sharing, or maybe I will share it a bigger size. I hope it's not so bad for you guys. Because I have to share those 3, 1. Okay, and here's sharing. Okay, I will try to make a zoom as much as possible. Also, Kasam, do you know if there is? Yeah, I'm not sure. In the Teams, there is a like a zoom capability to zoom on the stuff. Okay.
Sir, can you conduct a Zoom meeting so it is better because there is some clarity issue in the view.
Okay. Okay. So what you can see right now, because I don't know what you can see.
No, I can see in VN S3, but it is not clearly showing. It's very like.
Okay, no worries.
Image should be very
one.
low quality.
Clumsy.
So
Yeah. Okay, no worries. I will change this to the other PC, the smaller one, and to make it like really easy. And here's it. This is a little bit smaller.
You can use Control and plus to zoom in from your end at Teams.
Yeah, I mean, when I shared the previous screen, did you see the terminals was fine, or you need also to zoom it? It wasn't really fine, right? Okay, let me share this one. Here's better. Smaller screen. I think this should be better. Like this is okay, right, for you all? So you can see this. A lot of.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
This is better. Okay, yeah, because
it's better
on the smaller screen. Okay. Cool. So I will work on the smaller one here just to make you all see this really clearly. Okay, first of all, so as you see here, I already connected to my main hub through SSH. Okay, and this is my site 1, and here's my site 2. Means virtual machine testing virtual machine in site 1, testing virtual machine in site 2, and you have the main hub virtual machine testing virtual machine. Okay, so what we need to do first of all, so first test, we need to ping from my testing machine here. I will show you my ifconfig just to see what is the current IP address. So as you see here, it's, you see 10.0.1.4. Okay, this is clear, right? It's not a magic. Okay, and you can see here ifconfig 1.0.1.4. So there are two different machines, but same IP addresses. And the third one, ifconfig. Oh, I didn't install it. Yeah, because this was damaged. Okay, I think it's finishing. So as you see here, the refresh didn't generate anything, okay? Just take care about this part. I'm refreshing here. Where I am on the, let me show you exactly. So we are status. So this one is the machine. If we go back here to Azure to see which machine is this one. This is the site number 2. Sorry, site number 1 machine. I believe this. It's loading. Yep. It's okay. As you see here, sorry, this is the need my machine. Yeah, so here's the 2011, like ending with the 245 is the same as, yeah, 20113 ending with 245, and this is the first site, okay? So what we're gonna do here right now is we're gonna do this and this. I'm happy that the lab is working. You know, that most of the presentation, the lab crashes. Till now, it's working. Okay, so yeah, the third machine I didn't show you that it's there also. If you ifconfig, it gets the 10.0.1.4. So now we are, the 3 are equal. The 3 are awesome, like 10.0.14, 10.0.4, and they want to talk to each other. How it's going to happen? And here it comes. So let's see here. So I'm going to minimize this a little bit. And minimize this a little bit. I think this is enough. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit also. Make clear. Clean. And let's start. So yeah, maybe you can also think about can make it here 3. I think 1. Yeah, that's awesome. 2. Can make this here up. This is the 2. Yeah. So this is the main hub. This is the site number 1, and we're gonna work with the sniffer and see what's gonna be generated. Okay, so sniffer, let's work, and it's nothing. I do refresh, nothing. Okay, so let's maybe ping here. So do you remember the site number 1 IP address? It was getting /2, so 100.0.1.2.0./24. So /2, and the site number 2 it was /7. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Like ping here. Okay, so I want to talk to the masked guys. Then 100.0.1.4, because this is the first IP of the address. Because if it is gonna be translated, so it's gonna be 10.0. Yeah, exactly the same. So if you remove this one, if you remove the 0 here, So this is exactly the machine number here, but if you did this, it won't work. I mean, in reality, yeah, here. So I'm gonna ping here. So as you see, and here refresh. Oh, I'm sorry. I just made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Yep. Yep. As you see here is 10.0.1 from the site number 1 going to the site number 2. Generating, as you see. Let's stop just to catch the stuff. What's happening right now? So you see, it's getting saying, hey, I am the 1.0.0.4. I'm going to the 100 to this request. So are you there? Then this machine replies back, yes, I'm there. And then it's, are you there? Yes, I'm there, and so on. So the first site, like from the from site number 1 to the hub VM, it's working fine. So it's going there with its original number, and then it's getting reply back from here. Okay. So if you want to make it the other way, I'm sorry, actually. So I shouldn't ping here the 1. So I should ping 2, not 1. Okay. Then let's go back here and refresh. Refresh. And stop here. Okay. 1, 3. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna ping here. So I'm pinging this number, which is the 100.0.2.4, which is going there to the it's coming from the Azure and going for the the equipment itself. Okay, so it's coming from the Azure and going to equipment and asking the equipment, hey, I just need to ping this. What's going to happen with the equipment? The equipment, we do the egress translation. So it says, okay, you are coming with this IP address, which is the 10, which is the original one, 10.0.1.0, 10.0.1.4. And then you will be translated, this one will be translated to 10.1.4, 10.0.1.4. This is what's going to happen right now. So I just make everything like this. Let's make it and refresh. Then you're going to find it, it's generated exactly here. You see? So I will make stop. So what's happening right now? So if you compare the two results, the first was the 10.0.4 calling, which is the equipment, the virtual machine from the site number 1 have the original IP address with just 1, and it was going the other way, which was like this, calling this one. But here is that 100.0.1.4 is actually asking for the, which has been translated to the internal IP address. So this one is not the real IP. This is the NATed IP of the original main hub virtual machine, testing virtual machine. So it has been translated and received by the equipment like this. You see, it's not coming with 104. It's coming like 100 and you see 0.1.4, and it's talking to the internal one. Okay, maybe one more to make it for the other one here. Just the other one. So I will make it here. So this is site number 2. So I have to access the other site and actually to see what was the IP address. So also to demonstrate it. Okay, so the other IP address was here. And yeah, this one, then we can open it here. So you can open it here. So, yep, here and then, yep. Okay, cool. So then log in with my account. Okay. And go to our sniffer and start sniffing here. So what we are going to do right now is that we are going to do the same from the, again, so this is the virtual machine in the main hub test, and this is the virtual machine in the site number 2 test. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is putting this one and second, yeah, name it ping and create, then wait, it's gonna spin. Okay, refresh, so nothing. Let's start. So what I want to do actually is to ping the number 7 here. So it's the 100.0.7.4, which is the mask of this machine. So when I do this right now and then do refresh, oh, what is happening here? Okay, let's see. Let's stop. So what happened here? It came to the equipment like, hey, I'm 100, which was like this number at first. And then it asks, hey, I just need to talk to 100.0.7.4. The NATing happened on the Azure side, not here. The NATing happened there. And when it's going out of the tunnel, so it received here like this. The packet was received like this, like, hey, the source is this and the destination is this because the NATing happened there, and so on. Vice versa, if you want to do like this here, yeah, the other way. Yeah, just stop and repeat again. Let's keep it like this. Okay. Just make sure that you choose this one, not to get other logs, and create. And here is, yeah. So ping, refresh, nothing happened. Let's start. Ping. What we want to reach is 100. The mask of the other one, 0.1. Sorry, 1.4. Yes, exactly. And let's see. Okay, so refresh. And what's happening right now? Refresh again. Oh, stuck. Internet. Okay, yeah. Stop. So what happened right now is that saying, hey, I'm virtual machine number 2. I have the same IP address, and I want to talk to this one. And then when it receives there at Azure, so Azure takes this one and translates it to its original, which is its original one here, which is the 10.0.1.4. Yeah, I think that was really long, but yeah, it was really intensive. A lot of details, I know, because I've done this actually. I would tell you actually during the night. Last night, I didn't sleep because it was really interesting for me actually, and I was keen actually to show you all of this. Yeah, I hope yeah you enjoyed. I will share with you. I also answer the questions, all the questions that you need to ask. Just a second, just to stop sharing, and yeah, see if you have any questions. Okay, so okay, I got the start. So. So Pankaj had a question actually. I can see this, the first one. So can we use this feature to design ODC environment on Azure in a way private ODC user will log in? Sorry, what is ODC? It's a little bit custom. Okay, would you help me if you know that?
Hi, Kasam.
Yeah.
So I was like to interest that the ODC is a private zone or a project where only client applications are allowed, and all the rest of the organization applications are not allowed, like a isolated network, you can say.
Yeah. Again, so I mean, you can use it depending on also your network team strategy, because some don't like this, so they like to make things. I mean, this scenario actually is used for, as I mentioned, if you're like a service provider, or maybe you're a customer and you have like multiple partners or some people outside are connecting to your VPN, and you want to make it like really native without having like an equipment and doing a lot of netting on it. So you can do the netting from the gateway directly, and then when it enters in your network, so it's already translated, so you don't need anything at this one point. So yeah, it can be used, but it depends on your network strategy team. If they say okay, then that will be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that
Yeah, thanks, Kasam. So I'm also from the Fujitsu, India region.
Okay, I'm Karim, not Kasam. So
Yeah, sorry, Karim.
No worries. That's awesome.
Sorry,
like
sorry.
really welcome. Yeah, that's awesome. No worries. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, maybe other questions I can see. Yeah, I think Sarah, can you share the link of the website? So you mean the one that I've shared for the VPN gateway netting, or you need other website? I think it's because I opened a lot of websites.
I believe the one which you mentioned about the pricing kind of region
Oh,
wise.
okay. Yeah. Okay, I will share it right now. Pricing one. Yeah, it's a good one. It gives you like a quick handy guys here, just sharing. Here you go in the chat. So this one is like a quick one, just to, if you want to get an approximate prices, actually, like where is the cheapest place? Okay. Yeah. Japheth, which platform is best for practicing, since Azure is not for free? So what do you mean by platform? So you mean like cloud platform actually, or you mean platform? You mean like hosting platform, or? So if you are asking about Azure, so Azure gives you a free like $200 for 30 days trial, 90, I don't remember, but there's a yep. Yeah, for me, I mean, they are all same. Maybe some give more, but depends on your what you want to target actually. So you want to Azure to play with, or you want to play with Google, or you want to play with Amazon. So for me, it's Azure definitely. Yeah, that's really awesome. So yeah, you can use all of them, but for sure you have the trial period and then it will expire. Yeah, but just maybe you can put in your mind like top 5 designs or things that you want to implement, and then list it, and then open the platform and start implementing your solutions. That will be great. But don't waste them like trying maybe things that doesn't make sense just to save your money for I mean to save the free credit, because I know it's I think it's binded with your card, so it's not easy to get it one more time.